that never give up is the option that you have to follow. There will be chances which will let you down, but it is never to give up. You'll get a better score when you try, take on things that you have to do. So I am a person who, when I know something I have to do this, I do it better. So when we create the study plan tells everything, each section, how many hours you have to do and when you have to. So for me, I just took that print and I put it on my wall. So I knew this day, this day I have to read this course. This day I have to read this course. For me, it worked out because I'm a person. Actually, in a habit, if I see things and I know I plan these things, I complete those things. On the day of exam, I just had to open the Excel and see the concepts where I previously went wrong, because the concepts which I am always getting correct will stay with me. The concept which I got wrong will have a probability of getting wrong again unless you go back, read, remember all those. So on the day of exam, I just had to open the Excel. I was not worried. I have to just open the Excel because all the wrong questions were there, not lying in front of me. And the concept which I got wrong was also lying in front of me. During my exam, it was when I was having all the questions done pretty fast, I would tell I attempted only one question more than 3 minutes. Remaining all questions were less than 1.5 minutes. It was because I had a clarity of the concept.
Hi Abhishek. Hi. Good morning to you, and a big congratulations on your brilliant 100-point improvement to a 665 on your recent GMAT. I know it was a score hard earned. It has been a long journey, right? So how does it feel to be finally here?
So I feel great actually. The 655 score that I've got on 21%. I applied to many colleges, and it was whenever I tell a score that I've got this 655 of 91%, people actually who knew me from the 2 years I've been trying to translate, and they were very happy. And they felt proud. I didn't know what I had achieved when I wrote the score and when I got a display that you got a 655. But when I started telling that my score is so much 655 and 91%, the look and the proudness in their faces of the people who I know, that gave me a very happy moment. So I'm proud of what I've achieved, and that's a long way to go now, converting that score into a words.
Yes, I'm sure you will do that. You have a brilliant profile, and you should be able to convert it into a great school. Now coming to your journey, Abhishek, it hasn't been very smooth, right? You have taken GMAT Classic, your score was around 590, and then you started with eGMAT. You took the first mock, got a 555, which is comparable to that score, right? So tell us, what were the major challenges? What were the major hurdles to the score of your choice?
So I had two hurdles. So if I have to bucket it, the one was the in the quant section, the time management. The second was the small, silly fundamental gaps which I was first thing I had to work on my fundamentals. When I took the first mock, the free mock of 555, and I got that, I understood there was a clear analysis report on which section I was doing bad, which section I was doing good, both ways, bad and good. Which question I have spent more time, and how much was the average time that you should have spent actually. Where was I lacking? So this analysis actually helped me to work on my fundamentals and which section. For example, I was spending more time on speed time problems. Those speed time problems, I did not understand the fundamental actually. So when I took the application file and the practice questions that were coming, I understood my approach was wrong with it. So there I corrected my fundamentals first. Correcting my fundamentals actually helped me recover my time, speed that I was solving the questions.
Okay.
So the first thing was, that was on the quant section. Second was on the DI section, multi-source reasoning was a type of DI question that comes. You see those tabs coming out, you don't understand what to do and the question that comes, and you have to solve that in 2.5 minutes. So my approach to those questions was not structured. So I took the course, I understood, this is the first step I have to do. This is the second step I have to do. And then when you go to the question, you will understand which, where the information is coming and what is the question being asked. So structuring my approach to the question was the second part that helped me. That again helped me to, bring my time. My average time, the first mock I remember very vividly, I could solve 11 questions in the end.
Oh, wow.
So that I missed out 9 questions, which hit the score pretty bad. And then coming back to the exam date, I solved all the questions, 20 questions. Hit rate was not that great of 13 questions, but I could solve from not solving 9 questions to solving all questions. That was.
That's really
These were the
brilliant. Yeah. So I think the hero of your story is Quant. Your starting score when you took the mock was a Q79 and you got a near perfect Q88, right? Which is really, really good. Now, before we move into the quant part of things, you while we were discussing, you also mentioned that the primary reason you came to eGMAT was the webinar that you attended with Rajat, in which you saw the study plan. So of course, the first thing you did as soon as you came on board was create your study plan. How useful was that study plan in just structuring your prep better?
So I am a person who, when I know something I have to do this, I do it better. So when we create the study plan tells everything, each section, how many hours you have to do, and when you have to. So for me, I just took that print and I put it on my wall. So I know this day, this day I have to read this course. This day I have to read this course. For me, it worked out because I'm a person. Actually, in a habit, if I see things and I know I plan these things, I complete those things. So that study plan actually helped me because I never prepared a plan previously when I took the 2 attempts of GMAT. It was when I come back from my work, if I have time, I study for 1 hour, half an hour, 15 minutes. I never had a committed time that I had to do. Now this plan actually gave me a commitment. I had to commit 2.5 hours per day, 1.5 hour per day. That commitment from the plan is, that is what I take, and it is a good tool because it actually gives a combination of things basis to your strength. First, if I get 3 sections, this score, there will be n number of combinations to get to your the sum of scores, something that you guys tell. You can get a sum of score of n number of combinations with 3 scores. You can get a 240 or a 250 and that equivalent score. But basis to your strength, which section, how much you have to score, gives you in the plan. So, for example, my weakness were fundamentals in quant. I had to spend more time in quant. That more time spending on quant resulted into a Q88 is what I take away. So that plan was very good. The module was good. I think the data set that you have created to arrive at the combination for your goal to reach. I think that data set was good, and I would thank the mind behind that creating some logic would have been there. I'm not a software guy. There might be some model coming out of that. So that was brilliant. I mean, the tech team who had developed that.
Yeah, so a lot of research, a lot of things have gone into creating, a lot of effort, a lot of research, a lot of validation testing has gone into that. But I'm so glad, you've really followed the plan, made it here, and that's really great. Now coming to quant, that was your biggest pain point, and uh, phenomenal, 9-point improvement to a Q88. So coming to quant, you mentioned that your major challenges were that you were taking a whole lot of time on some questions. B was that the approach, or there were gaps in your
Concept
understanding, right?
gaps.
Yes. So tell us how the course helped you and what are the features of the course that really helped you transform your quant journey.
So first thing was when you take up the course, the application files that are coming and the practice files that are coming. The practice files are of the same level of the scholar and mock test. So when you do the practice file question wrong, and then you listen to the explanation again, where you went wrong then and there. It is not that you do 10 questions and 10 questions explanation you do it there, but it is that first question and then the answer. For example, the practice file has 5 questions. In a study mode, you do the question first, you answer it, and then the solution comes right after the question. There is a graphical representation of how much time that question I should have spent on that question. How much did I spend, and what is the percentile of people you are behind you or ahead of you. So that comparison right after the question, and then comes the explanation. So question explanation in the study, and then after you complete all the practice file, there is a quiz mode also. In quiz mode, you do a 5 question, 6 question. All those question hardness and the medium level, the easy level and the medium level, and you will get the hard level questions. All those questions are of the same level of your marks, which eGMAT gives. So it actually prepares you that this course is actually, you have to take this course seriously to complete the course itself. Otherwise, you will be in loop. You will always get less. You will always get 30%, 40%. And then when you go to the cementing, you will never pass. The medium cementing, you should get 70% in 2 attempts or 3 attempts. And then you can go to the hard cement. So if you don't do it, righteously in the application file and the practice file, you cannot pass the cementing. So that pace and that restrictions and that hardness levels of the practice, that is what actually helped me. And the structure of the course, first comes section 1 where you work on the concepts, and then you work on the application. In few courses, first you have to learn the concept. After learning the concept, you have to apply it to the application file. After application file, again you get a quiz mode. So that structure actually helped me in quant basically, because coming from a science background, I felt I was very good at actual quant. In the classic score, when I thought I was very good at quant. But when I took the focused edition and then took the course, I didn't think that I was good at quant. But after the course completion, I got a good score.
Yeah, and you're good at quants now.
Yeah, coming from a science background, I thought I good at quant, and I am good at quant.
Yes. So I think one another important thing that you mentioned is, for somebody with timing issue, you were able to complete the test, quant part of the test with 6 minutes to spare, 6 or 7 minutes to spare.
So during my exam, it was when I was having all the questions done pretty fast, I would tell I attempted only one question more than 3 minutes. Remaining all questions were less than 1.5 minutes. It was because I had a clarity of the concept. If I see that question, what is the approach I have to do to solve that question? I was clear in it because I spent most amount of time on quant course. For the complete product, I spent most on the quant because it was there. I always thought quant was very good. I had to get an 84 for my target score. I got 88. I always thought, because my verbal session was little, jumpy. I never thought I would get an 81. In the GMAT plan, I was supposed to get an 81. My score was 6. Actually, my target score was 665. To get that, I had to get 84, 81 for what the DI. But I ended up getting 3 points more than the actual plan which was given to me. I got an 88. I got an exact figure in the verbal, and the DI was little less.
Yeah, it sort of
So
underperformed
in the exam, I knew that, okay, when I saw that question, I knew this is the approach. I ended up solving all questions and I had 6 minutes spare time. So in my 6 minutes spare time, I went back, I rechecked all questions, was my approach right? Because I couldn't believe it. You know? 6 minutes spare time, you don't get usually. Even in mocks also, I never got a 6 minutes spare time. So I went back. Having that spare time actually helped me. I converted two incorrect questions to correct questions. Uh, the third was incorrect to incorrect. So anyway, 3 attempts you get in the focus now to change your answers. So the third question is what I changed was incorrect to incorrect. But anyway, past is past. I got a good score.
That's true. So I think all this was because, as you said, the way the course is structured is you first learn your concept, then you learn how to apply it, then you assess yourself, and then you do cementing. You know, the overall practice really helps you sort of.
And the error logging. During your cementing, the error logging, you do medium cementing and the hard cementing. Whatever questions, see, I never thought that I have to actually do an error logging. But when I did the error logging in the Excel, on the day of exam, I just had to open the Excel and see the concept where I previously went wrong. Because the concepts which I am always getting correct will stay with me. The concept which I got wrong will have a probability of getting wrong again unless you go back, read, remember all those. So on the day of exam, I just had to open the Excel. I was not worried. I have to just open the Excel because all the wrong questions were there, lying in front of me. And the concept which I got wrong was also lying in front of me. So error logging and the structure, I think,
So to all our viewers here, remember, error log is the key to a brilliant score, right? So Abhishek, just this was your third attempt, right? So tell me, what do you think was the differentiating factor for this attempt which really helped you crack the GMAT this time?
Differentiating factor, I would tell, one is the course I took from eGMAT. It gave me a structured approach to attempt the GMAT. Before that, it was a vague attempt. I used to, whenever, as I mentioned earlier, whenever I used to get time, I used to see the free course material either in YouTube, either on the web, wherever available, get the free mocks done. The free mocks, whatever score I used to get, I used to be confident that in the real exam also, I'll get a good score. But the parity between in the classic, whenever I gave a free mock, I used to get a 650, 680. And I knew from the, many videos, whenever you get a higher score in mocks, usually your classic score will get it. But I never knew that the score would be lower, but with a higher range. But when I took the eGMAT mocks, all the 5 mocks, and you can buy a few mocks, right? Those scores actually give you a real image of where you are. So all the marks that I took, mark number 3, 4, 5, I got a score of 630, 640. Last mark, I think I got a 620. I don't remember, sorry. But those real marks actually would know that you are at a situation here. You might get a better score, but you will not get a score below that. So that was a differentiating, telling, okay, I knew my real image, what score I can expect at the day of the exam, I know. Where are my gaps, I know. Structured approach to my learning. And the webinars that during the course, the free webinars, which, Rajat and they take, you get a pop out below that during the course, you have a webinar on Saturday, you have a webinar on Sunday, you have a this time. those webinars also, webinars are different questions that you tell, they do. Again, you get to interact with them, you get a questions also. So those things were a few differentiating.
Got it. So a proper structured approach plus good quality resources is what you mentioned really helped you crack the
Yeah,
GMAT this time. So you knew while going to take the test that this time you were confident that you will be
yeah,
able to get the score of your choice.
yeah.
That's very nice. Really happy to see that score, which will give you a great fighting chance to get into the colleges of your choice. Uh, Congratulations again, Abhishek. Just before we end this interview, are there any parting thoughts that you want to share with other GMAT aspirants out there?
So for all the GMAT aspirants, I would tell uh, one more thing I've seen is on the GMAT club, there was a post 100% reviewers in the recent somewhere you have got. So all the reviews uh, from the products all available that are there. I think I've tried two. I think out of that, eGMAT was the best have seen. So, uh, and the community that you guys are trying to build together, taking time of your on a weekend today, talk to me and, getting my feedback on the course, all those things. I think there is a lot of work being done at eGMAT, which, since I'm a user of the product, I could tell that, the work that is being done to build a strong community from, GMAT as a e-GMAT is very good initiative that I would tell. And I think you should keep trying, never give up
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what I could tell. Because third attempt as a charm, I got it. Like, but I would tell all the GMAT community that might be watching this video or who you might be showing that never give up is the option that you have to follow. There will be chances which will let you down, but it is never to give up. You'll get a better score when you uh, try, take on things that you have to do.
So hang in there is
Yeah,
what you want to
yeah,
say.
hang it in.
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant thing. You hung in there. This is where you are, and that itself is a testament to that. So thank you again, and wishing you all the very best, Abhishek, for the next.